Good morning, guys, or good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you're watching this. It is 11:11 on the 8th of the 11th. So, and this is the first broadcast of the BFAT Pro and the BFAT Classic. It's not a tutorial. I don't give financial advice. I will give you some advice. Don't look right at a roundabout before a car in front's gone, or left, depending what country you're driving in, or a junction, because you're not driving a helicopter. You're flying a car. You can't go anywhere until the car in front's gone. Wear sunscreen, because that's always a good one, wherever you are in the world. Not your keys, not your crypto. And if you can't afford to lose what you're risking here, because this is not a gamble, this is a calculated risk, and I've been doing those calculations for you in this system for the past 2 months on this account with the BFAT Pro. And we've got to a point now. It should have been, we should have launched last week. Unfortunately, 3 things happened. One, we were in an atrocious sticky trade from the 20th of October. 2, I came down with the world's worst cold and cough. And 3, we had not issues. The method I'm using to reduce risk, and it's all about risk to reward, I was doing the maths on, and it wasn't quite at that point where it was ready to go. It is now. We're ready to go. We're rocking. We've moved all of the, we've updated the offers. You can now, and Didi's been instrumental in this. He wanted to make sure that he gave everyone the opportunity to stack sats. And you can do that with the BFAT Pro and the BFAT Classic. The BFAT Classic will be more intense. You will need to do more management with it. You will need to set your own DCAs. You will need to do other things. As I and the team develop the BFAT Pro, we'll be expanding the assets that you can trade with. We'll be expanding the exchanges in the safest way possible. Can't guarantee it's going to make you money, because you're the author of your future. If you think you're going to come in here and this is going to just print you money, I wouldn't be selling it, because I would be keeping it to myself. This needs work. You need to apply yourself to this. It's not normal trading. If you want that, you need the silver or the gold package, where you can also use the BFAT Pro, and you get discounts on that. So, I came down this morning. We've all had a result this morning. The price has gone from, what was it, 62, and I knew it was going to take a massive pump at some point over the weekend. Whether it goes back to close that CME gap is another thing. This, to me, is looking a bit like a Bart head, and I wouldn't be surprised if it did drop back down, and everyone screamed, "Oh, look at what it's dropped!" Well, that's trading, especially in this market. And I did have a DCA in here that I'd set on the previous trade, just in case I had a spike down. It would have, if it had bought, it would have been magnificent, because I've had to do added funds to this account and done all sorts over the period of time. That's exactly what I put into this account. We go over to here, and I will be filling this in today and show you how I fill this in. So this first edition is going to be a little bit drawn out, but let's get on with it, okay? Because I don't want to waste your time. So first thing, come down this morning, the trade had closed, and I've already had one open and one closed today, and we've gone into a second trade. It's actually gone into, it was in the green when I started this. It's gone down a bit now. So first thing I would do when I come down in the morning is look to see where what the risk to reward, what the situation is here. Am I in a trade? Yes, I am. So we'll treat this as the first thing in the morning. I come over here, I make a note of this liquidation price. My first liquidation price is 60,273. My entry price was 66, all but $1. Okay, so I'm $100 down at the moment. It means I'm $16 down, $23 down on there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to my active DCAs. Now these were set automatically. I'm going to have to go back in. I've forgotten what that price was. Where was it? 60,273. Okay, so I go to my active. I go to my entry, which is here, and I've got 60,876. Now, when we set this, we did an arbitrary amount across all the amounts. It's a little bit high, but I'm not changing it at the moment, but it's worth looking at. So I'm going to say 60,300. That's not quite. I want a $50 gap there because it can drop quick and it doesn't always trigger that quickly. I press that, the tick. Because I'm running the recording, sometimes this can take a little bit longer than it does normally. Come on. Anyway, it will go to that. It's because I'm running the OBS at the moment. It's for some reason it slows down the connection. I've got my conditional one in there. That's what I'm trading at. The position is there. Okay, I'll go back and check that when I finish the video. So now I've got that. Now I'm going to show you what I do. If I'd have done a couple of trades over the course of the evening, which I have done, I would go to the P&L. I would look to see, and how I can see that is I go to my Excel document and I'd look for my last trade, and I'd say 65488, and I just need to bring that in a bit, move that across so you can see it. Where is it? There it is. There it is, 65488. I've got two trades. Now I want to put those into here. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring that to halfway across. I'm going to do that, and that's good. Do that and see if I can, right. So I'm going to have to maximize that out a minute because it's not being friendly. I shall cover this whole trade until I get that amount. Really don't want the minus in, but I'll put the minus in because it's, do that, bring this back up. I go over to this box, I right click my mouse, paste special, and then click text. Very important, otherwise you're going to put colours in there and all sorts. Now, why has that done that? Let's just, oh, I know why that's done that, because I had to DCA this trade. This was the first trade, so I'm just going to take this out, do that. I added to this trade. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover those, and I'll put this document into, with all its calculations, I'll put this document into the Discord so that you can download this and keep a record of what you do, because it's important you keep a record for two reasons. One, it will start showing you if there's any traits that show you that where there's more trades on a day, there's less trades on a day, the cycle of trading and you will see it because it will stick out like a sore thumb. Okay, go back to this one now. I'll get this trade was done this morning, and I'm already, as I say, I'm already in a trade here. So control copy, and that was a straightforward trade. It just did it, went in, came out. Bring back up the into this paste special text. If all is well, it should put that in. It does. Click on this, go across. Come, oh, I didn't want to go down one. Right, it says $44 there. Now, realistically, over this period of time, it's showing that I've earned $1,916 off an initial 1,057 at the very beginning that we put in, and we were trading 25% of that at 10x. So it was $250 in, 10x, $2,500, and it put 3 DCAs in. It actually put 2 DCAs in. Then we had a sticky period here, and it's quite interesting because it was the 18th and it came out on the 1st, and then we've had this one on the 20th and it came out on the 8th. And though I don't sort of pay a lot of attention to the lunar charts, if it did it again next month, I'll be looking to think, well, maybe I should watch it around that time of the month and stop it trading longs and put it in the shorts. But there's not enough evidence there to tell me that at the moment. And you can have this. I'll make this public, as will if I go to a profit and loss. There's the profit and loss. I bring back up the that. You can match these. Okay, you can match these for what they are. If I go down, let's go down to where? What's the 11th of the 10th? So if I go down to the 11th of the 10th, and it was 94480. Easy one to remember, Porsche. Right, 94480. So 11th of the 10th. There, 94480, and you can see the trades. You can see the exits. If I move this off the screen for a minute, you know, you've got that. If you want to do a screenshot of that, I'll pull this across to the other side a minute, just to put that there. You can match it up to these figures here, and I'll just roll up. Oh, I've got to come into here to roll up, and you'll see, and you can freeze the frame here. You can see by what's going on here. Okay, so I'll bring that one back over. Okay, so now that's done that. I've got my actives. There are my actives. That hasn't changed. So let's see if we can get that to 60/30. Let's click on that. Click in there. 63.25. I want on that as an entry. It's $500 difference, but on 3 trades, it could make a difference. 60.25. Okay, I'm going to press OK, and you should see now. You should see up here successfully traded, and that figure will change. It's not at the moment. It's because of the OBS recording. It does something to this. I don't know. I'm going to look at the settings on it. Okay, so we've got that. We now know. Thank you. Excuse me. About the risk to reward. We now know what I do to check the positions. How to set this. And realistically, I think I'll do tomorrow. I will do the settings that we use, that I'm using at the moment for risk, that I've established for risk to reward. When there is, you have to manage things sometimes, and some of those things you have to manage are will need to add money to your wallet if you need to DCA and drop the leverage, which I did on this trade here. I dropped it to 3.8 and I increased the amount at risk. That liquidation point was about $48,000, so I was pretty safe, but it was still a bit of a worry. Now you can start this with $100, $1,000, $500, whatever you want to start it with. The only thing I would say to you is, when first starting, maybe in the first month, start with a lower amount, just so you become used to it. Don't second guess it, just protect your investment in the trade. If you do 10x, understand that if you come back into your trade, you can drop this, because you're isolated, you can drop that if this starts dropping to maybe 5x or 6x. You will need funds in your account to do that, and you may need to clear your active DCAs to do that. But then you will reduce your liquidation point, and you reduce it to a point where you think, well, if it gets down that low, then it gets down that low. I don't know why that's done that there. It's done that. I don't know why it's done that. I think that's to do with OBS. Anyway, I will do a second video tomorrow and show what it's done today. Let's just go into there a minute and see what that's doing there. Don't know why that closed down then. Say this is live, I'm not editing it, so there are no edits in these videos. This is the overview of that account. You know, that's what's in it at the moment. I'm going to be taking money out of that today, the money I put in to do the DCAs. I'm not going to get that exposure. It's a minus 22 at the moment. I'm not really bothered about that. But I will take this. I may well take the whole amount. I don't think I will take the whole amount out. Let's have a look. Sheet 2. If I take 8.5 out, that's going to leave me with about 2,300, which means at the moment I'm trading with $1,000 or $1,100, and I need 44 in there to do that. Otherwise I'm going to reduce the amount I've got at risk, and it won't do the DCAs. At the moment, we all know where BTC is going. It's going up overall, and that's what we're playing on. When the bear market comes, we'll be doing shorts. So I think this is a good time to end the video, and this is the first video. They'll get better. I know I may have missed things, but tomorrow there'll be the other information that you need. Okay, this document will be made public, and has already been made public as images of this gone up. I'll put the basic document on with without any figures in it, but with all the calculations in it. Use it as your master, and then copy it into your own sheet, and then you can track your own trades. Down here, $450 at 10x, and we were doing sort of 2 trades a day, 1 trade a day, missed a day, 4 trades a day, 3 trades in a day, 1, 2, 4. I've got to get rid of this cold. 1. So, and they were the amounts being made on the amount at risk, which at this point was $650. I made $76 on the day, which is 10%. It's more than 10%. It's about 12% on the day. So no, you're not going to be a millionaire overnight, but you keep trading that up and you're going to make a substantial amount of money. But what you must understand is you must understand your risk to reward. If you're using higher leverage, you've got higher risk. Use lower leverage, there's lower risk, but there will always be the chance of a candle spike that will literally spike the death, just take your money. So be aware of that. What this does is take away your weak hands. It doesn't require you to be at your desk all the time, you know, because for those of you that pay the monthly or have the pro, you will get indications. You will get notifications like this and like this one that you've gone in. You know, new trade has been entered. DCA was set. Please monitor the trade. It tells you that your long has just been closed. You know, we did our very best to get this information for free so that we didn't have to charge for the beef, but we couldn't for the BFAT Pro. We have to pay, we have to monitor, give you everyone who signs up gets a server, gets their own little individual server, and that costs to run because there is information going back and forth all the time, and that's what that's charged for. So unfortunately, we've had to charge that, and we require you to use the affiliate link on these channels as well. Just one of those things, I'm afraid. Have I got my full screen back yet? No, it's decided to do nothing now. Okay, so let's see what BTC's doing. At the moment, 65.8. ETH is good at the moment. You know, everyone's saying $5 at the end of the month. And DOT, which is a personal little favourite of mine. It's a great ecosystem on that, and that's not recommending you to buy it. It's not recommending, but it's already done. What's it done? 8x? No, it's done 7x from when I first went into it. Thank you, Lisa, for that. I heard you talking about that. We're talking about DOT. Parachains are coming up in 3 days' time. I can see this doing an Avi. I sold out of Avi at like $90, and I bought it way down on that. I got 10x out of that, and I could have easily got 40x out of that. I think, personally, and this is not financial advice, I think DOT, you could be looking at, I think 2 in front of that figure quite easily by February. And most probably by Christmas, that will be in the 3-figure sum. But that's not financial advice. Okay, remember that. That's my opinion, and I've been wrong lots of times in my life. I'd be a multi-millionaire now if I had $1 for every time I was wrong. But you keep poking away at it. You just keep working on it. Okay, guys, I hope you found it interesting. Let's see if we can, if OBS has frozen that. So that's not going to happen. Don't know what's on there. Yeah, I'm not going to force you to watch this go round and round like it's going out of fashion. For some reason, the Vivaldi, which allows you to split the screen into 6, is working fine, but the Brave doesn't work so well with OBS. They don't seem to work well together. Okay, I'll be putting another video on in the morning, and it will be literally a morning video, unedited, whatever the BFAT Pro did yesterday or today, you will see, and overnight you'll see what it traded. I'll put it into the sheet, and by that time I'd have moved assets about back into safe wallets. Have a good day. Thanks for watching, if you watched to the end, and that you got what I do to manage my risk to reward and manage the trades first thing in the morning and through the day. Tomorrow we'll go into the settings. I'll have it set up for that, and you'll see what settings I've got. So if you're a monthly trader, you pay for a BFAT Pro monthly, or you're a gold or a silver. Didi shows you what sort of trades he does, and maybe even I'll go into the gold and silver trades later. So that's the end of the first one. Have a good day, people. Stay safe. And I'll watch this and see how it broadcasts. Could be boring.